Israel supporters say. Their argument is that, unfortunately, you can't fight any other way in such a large city with ongoing battles. The only way is to bomb everything and destroy around. You have urban combat experience too. Is that argument really valid?
That's nonsense. That argument means nothing. I liberated 36 settlements in the Luhansk People's Republic with Akhmat Special Forces, including major cities like Rubizhne, Severodonetsk, Lysychansk. Go there and see if they're destroyed like Gaza's cities. Did we kill tens of thousands of women, children, elders? No. We fight people who fight us with weapons. We don't fight women, children, or elders. That's the difference between the Russian and Israeli armies. There, it's women, children, elders, hiding behind supposed militants somewhere. But sorry, if you can't fight those militants and instead kill the entire Palestinian people, what kind of soldiers are you? You're fascists who deserve no respect.
My good friend Dmitry Simes Jr. interviewed hero of the Russian Federation, Commander Apti Alaudinov of Chechnya. And in this conversation, they talked primarily about military technical advancements since the start of the special military operation in Ukraine. They talked about the situation on the front line. They talked about Europe. They talked about a lot. They talked about these peace negotiations. It was all extremely interesting. I encourage you to watch it on your own. You can watch it at New Rules Geopolitics Podcast. You can find it online. Can't find it on YouTube, though. But someone has re-uploaded it to YouTube, so we are going to watch the part of the conversation I found the most based was when General Alaudinov was talking about Iran, Israel, and the United States in the 12-day war, in addition to some other very provocative moments. So keep in mind, Commander Apti Alaudinov is probably going to be the next leader of Chechnya. This is a man with immense power in the Russian Federation. He's very well respected. He's a brilliant man. He was one of the youngest leaders of security services in a region of Russia in all of the country's history. One of the youngest men to ever do it. He has led the charge in Bakhmut, in a bunch of cities, also in the Pokrovsk region. He has led the charge in Kursk with the regional governor Hinstein, commander of Akhmat forces. Take a listen to what he has to say here about Iran, Israel, and the United States. He's also a brilliant writer, by the way. He wrote some very, very moving pieces about religious and ethnic harmony in the Russian Federation that I think a lot of people could learn a lot from. Make of that what you will, but we're not talking about that right now. We are talking about this.
I read your interview from October 2023, where you talked,
translated by the way, of course,
about Israeli mercenaries leaving Ukraine. I admit I didn't know about their presence. Can you tell us who these Israeli mercenaries were and what they were doing there?
Basically, the Israeli mercenaries we're talking about are a projection of America. Wherever America is, Israel is, and vice versa. That's no secret to us. Israeli mercenaries, like others from NATO, were in Ukraine fighting Russia. They realized it's no safari, and they bailed home too. To us, they're nothing more than other mercenaries. Can't say they're incredible specialists. Yes, they're specialists where they kill unarmed women, children, elders. They're strong warriors. But fighting Russia, sorry, I didn't see their power or strength.
Since we're on Gaza, as an expert in urban combat, how do you assess the Israeli army's actions in Gaza?
By the way, just absolutely mogged. The Israeli paramilitary units absolutely mogged by Commander Apti Alaudinov. He said that they are real warriors, yes, when they're going up against unarmed, innocent women and children. But on the battlefield in Ukraine, not so much. They ran home.
How does their tactics differ from Russia's in the special military operation?
Does Israel have tactics? Israel is a fascist state. No tactics when Israel uses American-made bombs and missiles to kill tens of thousands of women, children, elders. Is that tactics? No, wait, we're fighting Ukraine. If you've seen us fight like that anywhere, then compare us. Israel has no combat tactics. They destroy everything in front of them, sparing no women, children, or elders. That's not tactics.
Some people also might say, well, it's urban warfare versus Ukraine. Genius, do you think that Ukraine has not seen immense urban warfare? By the way, the guy you're looking at and listening to right now, Apti Alaudinov, was involved in like all the biggest urban warfare battles of the entire conflict. So, yeah, he's here saying that urban warfare doesn't matter. Israel doesn't have tactics. They have Dresden. They have mass bombings of civilian life.
Destroy everything in front of them, sparing no women, children, or elders. That's not tactics. I'll repeat, it's the absence of any tactics.
Interestingly, when we look at what Israel supporters say, their argument is that, unfortunately, you can't fight any other way in such a large city with ongoing battles. The only way is to bomb everything and destroy around. You have urban combat experience too. Is that argument really valid?
That's nonsense. That argument means nothing. I liberated 36 settlements in the Luhansk People's Republic with Akhmat Special Forces, including major cities like Rubizhne, Severodonetsk, Lysychansk. Go there and see if they're destroyed like Gaza's cities. Did we kill tens of thousands of women, children, elders? No. We fight people who fight us with weapons. We don't fight women, children, or elders. That's the difference between the Russian and Israeli armies. There, it's women, children, elders, hiding behind supposed militants somewhere. But sorry, if you can't fight those militants and instead kill the entire Palestinian people, what kind of soldiers are you? You're fascists who deserve no respect. So I don't think the Russian army compares to the Israeli one at all. We not only don't kill women, children, elders, we even try to spare our enemies' lives. If you look me up online, you'll see I always order my fighters, if possible, take them prisoner alive, don't kill them, even our enemies. But the Israelis kill tens of thousands of women, children, elders, and say they can't do otherwise. In that case, they shouldn't fight. Just go home and live their lives, not...
Make of Russia, military, SMO what you want, but no objective observer on the face of the planet could deny what he is saying right now, that these are two very distinct methods of combat. And when you look at Israel, there is no method. There are no tactics. And, you know, obviously, I've met my fair share of Russian military personnel in my life of varying ranks, we'll say, and of I guess those who, some of whom are very high level. And the one thing I found with everyone, doesn't matter where they're from in Russia, doesn't matter what religion they are, doesn't matter anything. The one thing that I see them all say is that what they are witnessing in Gaza makes them sick. Like it's actually demonic what is going on there. What the Israeli Defense Forces, the Diaper Forces, what they are doing. That is the one thing every single time it comes up in conversation, it's like, it just goes, brat. No. And they've been there. It's not like Israel will say like, well, we're dealing with barbarians. We're in the Middle East. You are fighting Slavs. Well, no. Do we not think that Russia was fighting against Hayat al-Sham, al-Nusra, all these different groups in Syria for a very long time? Are we going to just forget about that? They were there. They're fighting way worse people than you claim to be fighting. Although, of course, you know, Israel wants to normalize with those sorts of people in Syria now that Russia was fighting. But
torment people, not torment or kill a whole nation.
Since we're discussing the competence of Israel's armed forces, you said a few months ago that Trump saved Israel from defeat against Iran. That's the opposite of the Western mainstream view. They say Israel came, bombed everything loudly, and showed superiority. Why did you conclude Israel was on the brink of defeat in the war with Iran?
I'll answer. Israel prepared a very good operation, I agree. Their agents struck Iran hard initially by killing much of the country's military leadership. In those pinpoint strikes, Israel did well. They bribed people, set up cells, they hit anti-missile systems. That was done well. But if you remember the chronology, after that strike, what does Netanyahu do? He addresses the Iranian people. Worthy residents of Iran, Iranian people, we are not your enemies. We did this and that, and you must rise and overthrow your leadership. Instead, the Iranian people united became one. All those Israeli agents were arrested, executed, and on top of that, Iran launched a missile strike that completely destroyed the Iron Dome, which they claimed nothing could penetrate. Strikes hit Israeli cities. If it continued, believe me, the Israeli people would have taken to the streets and devoured Netanyahu. And Trump jumped into the war, supposedly dropping 3 deep bombs on Iran's basalt mountains, destroying their nuclear program. Then everyone went home as winners. Trump said, "I stopped the war, I'm the winner." Israel said, "We defeated Iran, we're winners." Iran said, "We're winners because we forced Israel to admit they prepared an operation they didn't win. We breached their Iron Dome, damaged their cities, made them drag in their master America to defend them." Trump pulled Israel out of shame. He helped Netanyahu escape so the Israeli people wouldn't rise and say, "You're done, Netanyahu, we're not following you." The people were ready. Unrest started on the streets. People began protesting against Netanyahu. So Trump saved Netanyahu and Israel from disgrace. That's why when we hear things twisted, putting it all upside down, we see how they talk about how bad Russia is. Russia wants to attack everyone. But Russia said for years, "Leave us alone after 1991 or when the Berlin Wall fell."
So that is one of the most powerful men in Russia, one of the greatest military minds in Russia, one of the greatest security minds in Russia, giving a very sober analysis of the IDF, their operations in Gaza, their failure against Iran. And I think that's really all you need to hear. I mean, it's a man who has fought and participated in and led extensive urban conflict in many battles across the Donbass. That is his sober analysis of what Israel is, what they represent, and what they are doing on a daily basis. And I give credit to Dimitri Simes Jr. for securing this interview for all of us to watch, because that is the type of extremely pragmatic, by the way, commentary that I think is needed in this world right now when so many are trying to cover up the crimes of what is being committed by Israel each and every day. Before you leave, I want to say thank you for the support, because after 2 years of being banned, we are finally back home on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and also join as a member on our channel using the link at the top of the description. I rely on the generous support of viewers like yourself to get the truth out to as many people as possible. You can also support the show on Locals or Give Sin Go. The mainstream media and the powers that be are never going to stop attacking us for bringing the truth to as many people as we do. Thank you so much for your support.